Hi everyone, it's Lizzy. Welcome back to my channel. In my channel, I post every Tuesday and Friday, and on Tuesdays, I will share the little things that happen in my life which help me find the life passion. And on Fridays, I would post or share some easy, quick Chinese food recipes that you can cook from fresh, and most importantly, you can get it done within a couple minutes. So without further ado, let's get started. So in today's video, I actually want to talk about my tummy tuck journey. This is a long overdue video to most of my subscribers. So I would talk about the whole process and how much it cost me, and the feeling right after the surgery, 3 months post-op, 6 months post-op. And 1 year to 3 year post-op, and how my tummy looks right now. How would I feel, and do I regret, or what I wish I could do better. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. So it cost me about $10,000 to do the tummy tuck procedure. This is like the lowest, the cheapest option that doctor has. I will link his surgery place down below. I'll link his link, because he was, throughout all my search, right, he was the best in Houston area. I was in Houston at that moment, so that's why I chose him. And what he performs is called some kind of like a true body tummy tuck. Again, I'll link his information in below. So basically he, like not only do the tummy tuck, but in the process of procedure, he will also kind of sew your tummy in a more like natural looking way, instead of like a, as flat as a piece of paper. So that was very attractive to me. So that's why I chose him. And his lowest, the basic package was $10,000. It was only because, I didn't need any liposuction or any other extra, that's all I need was just a basic tummy tuck, and it's drainless. I guess it has a lot to do with his surgery process, as well as my weight, because I'm always like on the slimmer side. He said you totally will be drainless, and he said you just need the basic package. That's all you need. And I spent another $1,000 to basically stay overnight in his facility, which I thought was necessary, just because in case, right, you never know. Even though the doctor himself said it's actually not necessary. You can have your surgery, rest, recover in for a couple hours, and then you can go home. But I decided to stay, so I spent another extra $1,000 on that. So in total, I spent $11,000, I'll say, for my surgery. And then the recovery kit. Actually, he gave me the kit prior to the surgery as well as after the surgery. Like, he gave me many vitamins, different medicines to take. It roughly, and there's another like a scar away kit. At that moment, it cost me roughly $500 to $600 in total. Like all the vitamins, medicines, the scar away kit. That's how much I spent. What else? I spent roughly, for a whole week, I rented the recliner chair that it can lift me right up. I understand that I couldn't really lay flat on the bed for a couple weeks, so that's why I rented the recliner, and then I can sleep on there, lay on there, and then it pushed me right up. It's an electronic controlled recliner. I strongly recommend that. I also looked into the like medical bed, which has similar function, but I thought the recliner is just a lot more. It's cheaper, first of all, and also it's a lot easier to operate. Yeah, so that was my choice. How much did I spend on the recliner? I remember is for a whole week it's roughly $300 for me at that moment. But of course, this is all just for your reference. Depends on where you are, in which city, what kind of model of recliner you're looking for. The price would vary a lot, but that's what I spent. And I also purchased a walker. I don't know if I can find a footage for you, but if I can, I'll insert in this video. It's just like a square walker thing. For the first week, I chose that. I can just walk. That helped me walk from the recliner to the bathroom. That's really what I did in the first week. Mostly resting on the recliner, but obviously I need to go somewhere if I had to, and then I used that walker, and that was helpful. And I got that walker on Amazon, and it cost me around $40. So that's basically all the money I spent. My parents, they were extremely helpful. They came to my house and helped me because at that time I had two kids, and I still have two kids, and then my husband was very busy with his work, and so my parents came over, helped me cook and took care of me, so I didn't really have to spend any other extra money on like hire somebody to help me for the first week. So if you have family members or friends that can help, that will be wonderful. I'm extremely grateful for all the help I received. Please go into my playlist, and there's a My Tummy Tuck Journey folder, and you can see more information about my tummy tuck videos and pictures. So in terms of recovery milestone, I really just divided into a couple of sections. The first milestone will be just post-op, right? How did I feel then? Does it hurt? Yeah, it did hurt, but because of the medicine that doctor gave it to me, it didn't really bother me that much. The only time that I actually felt pain was like for some reason in the first week, like the last 2 days of the first week, I started to feel some allergy in my throat, and I can't control. Like sometimes I had to cough a tiny bit. That really hurted me. But really in general, to me it was the pain level, from 0 to 10, the pain level, of course with the medicine's help, was around 4 or 5. In general, it was not painful. I'm extremely grateful. My recovery was very smooth. So that's post-op, and I would say the next milestone is in 3 months, because in theory you could after 12 weeks, in theory you could go do like very light exercises, and so that's actually what I did. In 3 months, after like post-op 3 months, I was able to already kind of stand up straight, acting normal. I was doing some yoga, like very light yoga exercise, because that will help me like the body circulation, because you do get swollen at least by the end of the day. When you woke up in the morning, I felt completely fine, normal. But by the end of the day, like late in the afternoon, the tummy was definitely swollen in the whole surgery area. So so I started to do very light exercise after 12 weeks. But unfortunately, that's the one thing I would recommend everybody to do, which I didn't, is I didn't exercise enough, I'll say. I did very light exercise for a couple weeks, and I got busy with my life, with my job, so I just didn't continue. And because of that, I feel like my tummy was swollen for a longer period of time. The exercise help your body, the water circulation in your body, and that's extremely important. So remember, whenever you can, exercise. This is totally up to your surgeon, up to your doctor. Like he will, you will go back, to do the checkup. And once he says, okay, you're fine, you're ready, you can do some light exercise, please go do it, because that's something I regret that I didn't do enough. And I couldn't say I suffered through, but I definitely, like, my belly was swollen for so long. So exercise definitely helped, light exercise. And the third milestone after 3 months post-op, I would say, is 1 year post-op. You might feel like, it's so long, after the surgery, but in reality, it's 1 year just flew by very, very quickly. So after 1 year, I just barely remembered I had tummy tuck, right? Life just went back to normal. And the swollen definitely went down, but I still felt swollen pretty much every evening. It's just not as severe, as like 3 months post-op, right? So one thing I do want to mention is the scar, because that was one of my major concerns, because I'm an Asian with darker skin complexion. So I was very afraid of, like my scar, because it's a hip to hip scar. It's very long. I was very afraid of, like, how would my scar look like. But fortunately enough that a 1 year post-op, my scar was still sort of red, which was out of my expectation, because I guess it depends, right? Depends on the individual. But it took, maybe I was active, I was running around everywhere. So like certain portion of my scar was already kind of healed, but definitely the scars like nearby my hip, like my left and right hips, they were, even after 1 year, they were still red. And sometimes, was itchy. I remember that. So that's just for your reference, I would say. If you are a relatively active person, you have a full-time job, you have family to take care of, then kind of expect even after 1 year post-op, your scar would still be kind of red and in the process of healing. So, and the next milestone, I would say, is 3 year post-op. I know that it jumped. The time just flew by so quickly. But 3 years post-op, my scar, like just overnight, I saw my scar every day, right? When I change, when I take a shower, they were red. Especially the sections nearby my hips, they were red most of the time. And but just like very suddenly after 3 years, that milestone mark, I suddenly felt like one day I looked down, I was like, wow, okay, all the whole hip to hip scar, the whole thing, like just kind of like overnight, very quickly turned transparent. It just like, suddenly looked like an old scar in a way. It just completely healed up. And also at that moment, I kind of realized, okay, even in the evenings, my belly was normal. It was not swollen. So that means from 1 year post-op to 3 year post-op, like in this 2 or 3 years period of time, I still felt swollen pretty much every day. And especially when I ate something super salty, super spicy, oily, I definitely felt it. But don't worry, after the 3rd year milestone mark, you're totally fine. Like now, even if I just decide to go jump on eat a hot pot or something, super spicy, salty, oily, it would not bother me at all after 3 years. So here I'm showing you
how my tummy looks like right now. As you can see, I have a scar that's from hip to hip. It's long and you can definitely see it, and it's extremely low. I'm happy about the position, and I hope you can probably see the scars, like 2 sections nearby my hips are relatively thicker, and this is my belly button. It actually took me a while, like I'll say a whole year, for the belly button to fully healed. And as you can see here, the scar is very light. I'm super happy about it because that was my major concern, since I'm an Asian with darker skin. But it turned out, the scar is normal. It looks kind of clear if you look really close. Yeah, I'm super happy about it. Here, I'm showing you. This is when I'm completely relaxed my belly, and here is, I suck in. As you can see, this surgery does help.
So, how would I rate the overall tummy tuck surgery process, my recovery procedure over the past 4 or 5 years? Do I regret doing the surgery? Okay, absolutely not. I do not regret. I'm extremely happy that I chose to do the tummy tuck. Yes, it's a major surgery. It's like a self-elect major surgery. But the result was so nice. Yes, it didn't really restore my tummy completely back to, like before I delivered kids, right? But still, I'm so happy that all the wrinkly skin is gone now and I don't have anything hanging off of my tummy. Because that really bothered me. It doesn't matter how much weight you lose, right? You just always have that loose skin if I didn't go through that surgery. So if I had to choose again, I definitely would choose to do tummy tuck surgery one more time, like without hesitation at all. And my scar looks great. It's like kind of like the pen line, I'll say, especially around my hip area, just obviously because I move a lot, during the recovery process. So the scar line is bigger, thicker around my hips, but look definitely thinner, like when you look down and, like this curve, the line is thinner, while here nearby my hips, they are definitely thicker, noticeably thicker, but I can cover the scar with pretty much all the underwear I wear. Swimming suit, it didn't bother me at all. That means it's probably perfectly covered by all the swimming suit I wore. Yeah, so the result looks great. And the only thing I kind of regret, and I mentioned that I really recommend you guys, if you do choose to do the tummy tuck, and after 3 or 4 months, like when your doctor says you're okay to do some light exercise, please do exercise, because that's so important. That will help you recover so much quicker in terms of dealing with the swollenness in your tummy area. And that's the only thing I wish I could do better. So that's all my share today. I hope all the information is helpful. I did try to insert some footages I had, post-op and like the before surgery and after surgery comparison. So hopefully that will help you. If you like all the information and you found the information to be helpful, give me a thumbs up so more people can see it. And remember to subscribe my channel to see more interesting things I've done in my life. Thank you and see you next time.